Hello guys, you're welcome to today's video. In our last video, we talked about how to formulate feed for broilers. We talked about the broiler starter feed and we calculated the crude protein, right? We looked at crude protein as one of the important parameters when formulating feed for broilers, okay? Now we'll be looking at another parameter in this video, and that is the metabolizable energy, okay? Now formulating feed using only crude protein does not mean your feed is balanced. You also need to balance your metabolizable energy, and in this video that is what I'm going to show you, how to make sure that the metabolizable energy in your starter feed is balanced. So before we continue, let me explain metabolizable energy to you guys in a way that you will understand it very, very well. So metabolizable energy is that energy that goes into the body of your animal from the feed that they consume, okay? So some of the energy will be lost, but the one that the body will consume is called the metabolizable energy, usually called ME, okay? Now, and online, it is for starter feed, it is usually between 2,900 to 3,200 kilocalorie per kg. Okay, kilocalorie per kg, that is the unit. So this is what we got online. Now, in the last video, I told you guys that the values we got online can be reliable because I cross-checked them while I was formulating feed. I have a PDF document that has all these values. So I cross-checked them and they were very, very close. Okay, so you can rely on that because Google is now using AI for their search, and what that does is it goes through all the resources that it has, then it will give you the best result. That was how we got the crude protein that we used in my last video. So if you've not watched the last video, then I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this one. Okay, then if you are new to this channel, before we continue, then I would like you to subscribe. I would like you to comment whatever you feel you need in the comment section below, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a like, if you feel that this content is helpful to you. Okay, then one thing I will advise you guys is always make this channel active so that the YouTube algorithm can push it to other people that may need this information. It is very, very important so you guys should not just consume it alone. Okay, from our last video, let me use black ink for that. For our last video, we got a crude protein of 22.74% crude protein. So this was what we got from our last video. Okay, the crude protein of this feed formula is 22.74%, right? So now in this video, I'm going to calculate the metabolizable energy. Now I've browsed the values I'm going to be giving you here, okay, and I compared them with the materials I have, and the values are correct. So I'm going to use these values, and it may be different with some other materials because the value is actually a range. Okay, so I am picking this from the range and using is kind of the average of the range of values that are given. Okay, it's different from one material to another, but if you use it to calculate your metabolizable energy, it usually falls within the range. Okay, so we are going to see if this our feed formula also has the right metabolizable energy for our starter. So we'll start with the first raw material, which is corn. Okay, corn has a metabolizable energy of 3,900 kilocalorie per kg. Okay, so I will not repeat this kilocalorie per kg, just know that all the units are in kilocalorie per kg. Okay, then for corn bran, it has 2,000 kilocalorie per kg. For wheat bran, it has 2,300 kilocalorie per kg. For soybeans is different from soya meal. Okay, you should note that the energy in soybeans is higher than the energy in soya meal, but the crude protein in soya meal is higher than the crude protein in soya beans. That's because the oil in soya meal has been extracted, and you know oil is a major source of energy, but the full fat soya beans still contains the oil, so it has a higher metabolizable energy. Okay, so the soya beans has a metabolizable energy of 3,500 kilocalorie per kilojoule. Okay, so the next is our fish meal. Now the fish meal, the oil has been extracted from it. So the energy in the fish meal is different from the energy in the real fish, right? So the energy in the fish meal is far, far low, very, very low. Okay. In the calculation, it can be neglected, but I'll put the values here so that you know it. Okay. So the fish meal is usually it is expressed in kilocalorie per gram, but for the sake of this calculation we are using kilogram, so I'll express it in kilogram and it will give us 0.003. Okay, I don't need to put the unit. Okay, so it will give us 0.003 kilocalories per kilogram, right? So these are the energy of the raw materials in our feed, okay, in our formula, right? So we are testing to see if the metabolizable energy is okay, just like the way we tested to see if the crude protein it was okay in our last video. Okay, so we'll do the same here. Now we have 11 kg of corn. You can see 11 kg of corn, and now our value here is per kilogram. That means 11 kg will be, we'll multiply it by 11 for us to get the value of 11 kg, because this value here is for 1 kg. So 3,900 times 11, I'm going to use my calculator on my phone. So it's giving me 42,900. Then the next one is corn bran. You multiply by 1. Okay, when you multiply by 1, you still have 2,000. The next is wheat bran, multiply by 1. Okay, when you multiply by 1, you still have 2,300. Then the next is soya beans. You multiply soya beans by 9 because we are using 9 kg. Okay, we need to add these values. Now for the fish meal, I told you, look at the decimal place, okay, to 3 decimal places while we are talking of thousands here. So we just neglect the fish meal, right? So these are the values we have. This is the value of the metabolizable energy in the quantity of raw materials that we have here, okay? So what we do is we'll find the total energy in this our 25 kg of feed. And like I told you, these ingredients here, the raw materials here, we are not using them to calculate crude protein, and we are not using them to calculate metabolizable energy because they have no energy here and they have no crude protein here. Okay, so we deal with only these ones. Okay, so now we add all the values we've got so I can get the total metabolizable energy in our 25 kg of feed. So if I add this, I got 78,700 kilocalorie, okay, for 25 kg, but it is expressed in kilocalorie per kg. You can see here the value is expressed in kilocalorie per kg. So what we do is we'll convert this one to kilocalorie per kg, and that is just by 25, which is the total weight, right? And what are we going to have? Divided by 25. 3,148 kilocalorie per kg. Okay, so this is the value that we have, and this is the range that I got from Google. Okay, so you can see that it is within the range. So our feed formula from last week is also good because it has the right amount of metabolizable energy and also the right amount of crude protein. As you can see here, we got it from last week. So you can see it has the right amount of crude protein, which is within the tolerance, and the right amount of metabolizable energy, which is also within the tolerance. Okay, so guys, this is how to formulate feed for your birds. These calculations are very important. Okay, so in the last video we calculated for crude protein, and another very important parameters we calculated today, and that is the metabolizable energy. Okay, so this feed formula that was proposed last week, it's good. Okay, so you can actually use it, but if you are using it, test it on some birds first. Okay, don't just go all in. Test it on maybe 2 or 3 birds to see if it is good. So guys, this is a simple way of formulating feed for your birds, right? So the starter we formulated can actually be used, but if you are reluctant and maybe you want an already made feed formula, the one that is tested, because I'm already using mine. If you followed my channel, you see where my workers are formulating feed for my birds. I've already started using that, right? So if you want my formula, then my WhatsApp number and my email is in the link of this video, so you can contact me. Let's do business. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to buy it from me. Okay, because I'm using it to promote my course. I have a course that I'm selling, and I'm using this valued document as one of the bonuses for my course. Okay, so you can either get the course and I will give you my formula free of charge, or I'll sell the formula to you. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do, right? And if you are new to this channel, then you need to subscribe, need to like the video, comment below whatever you want, and there are a lot of documents in the description of this video. You can download them and use for your farm. And I always say, share the video, tell people about it, and the more you make this video active, it goes to people that will need it, because a lot of people are struggling with formulating feed. So make the comment section interactive so that the algorithm will push it to a lot of people. Okay, so this is Oche from Broiler Farms. Peace. I'm out.